This is a
Good time, Charlie?
production.
On your marks, get set, play.
I love that.
Good favor.
That I really like.
That is delicious.
Bakers, your time is up.
Oh my goodness. What's good, people? We are back. It's Stage Crunchy and Milk presents Krème Patisserie, officially now spelled with a K. That came to me in the midst of conversation the other day, and I was like, I literally went back and changed every episode. So if you were to download an episode today, it does have a K on it, as opposed to a C for Krème, which makes so much sense. How the hell we let that skip past us is beyond me. But
We're moving at the speed of business.
this is our Great British Bake Off recap show. You, the patrons, get it a week early, and everybody else, you get it a week late. So you're always going to be a little behind unless you put in on this. But it's okay if you don't. Lots of people have been listening to it and showing love and asking, hey, should I be watching Bake Off? And I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty good show. It's a pretty good show. So I would say, yes, you should be watching Bake Off. But to get right to biz, this is Series 12, Week 4, Dessert Week. And our remaining bakers this week, Giuseppe, Freya, George, Amanda, Lizzie, Jurgen, Christelle, Chigs, and Maggie. This week's episode had a runtime of 57 minutes, making it the shortest thus far. I was like, why be running so short this week? But
It was easy to see who was going to get voted off. I
yeah,
like to say, like it seemed like the editor of this week's show was just like giving you little clues all throughout the show, like she going, and this is why.
Yeah. Little couple of joints I saw. I was like, okay, they once again they're showing her hand shaking, which they've done the entire season. I don't know if you noticed that, but they have been like, look at her, she got the jitters.
Oh,
And I'm like, okay, go back and watch, and you'll see it. They do it a lot.
I would have to go back and watch that.
Yeah,
But also, like I said, the editor, whoever put the show together, really was just like, y'all seeing what she doing? But I would like to say, we'll get back to that. Go ahead.
We'll run through it. You know how we do. Signature challenge this week was a Pavlova, and I hate them. I hate them every year. They're just that's not
hard.
something made. That's not something made to American taste. And I
Okay.
get it. That's definitely a European thing. It's basically a giant meringue cake. It just is. Imagine, if you will, making meringues, but making one large enough that it was about cake size, oftentimes flavored and decorated like a cake, but it's still just a giant ass meringue. And I'm not feeling it. I never have.
The Pavlova seems to be the bomb beyond insanity of the British Bake Off. Like
Yes.
it's something they do every year, and they do it because it's hard.
Is that one? What's that other one they do with all tons of kinds of gelatin in it? The Bavarois.
Okay, the Bavarois.
The Bavarois. You'll see. You'll watch a Bavarois show up here in the meantime because it's a challenge. I get why they do it. It's very challenging, but it's also like, come on, bruh. Pavlovas and Bavarois are wild passe to me at some point, and I figure we should be doing something more. I don't know. But they are supposed to be home bakers, and these are classic, recipes. So maybe that's the point. You know what I'm saying? These are recipes that a home baker might have in their arsenal already.
Yeah, just like when they go to round 2, Amanda mentioned that her husband always makes not the figgy pudding, but the toffee pudding.
Yeah, the sticky toffee
So,
pudding. Yeah.
so I mean, yeah, these are things that obviously they've been doing for years and years,
Yeah.
and it's always funny how, um, throughout bakes, it's always something like, "Oh yeah, I've been making this for years," or "This is something my nan made," or
Yeah.
it's not always familiar here, but it's always something at least one person knows what's going on.
For sure. So I can't be expecting molecular gastronomy or, cereal milk shit and so forth and so on because motherfuckers they ain't really making that at the crib. But again, Pavlova, maybe they are amazing. But I don't like meringue to begin with. You fuck with meringues? Not like a little meringue pie, but them hard ones they be baking. You know what I'm saying?
I've never even had one before.
Oh, yeah, I have.
I mean, I've seen them at the store before. It just never really, never appealed to me.
Yeah, they make them keto now because you can put any kind of sweetener in them.
Yeah,
And basically just egg whites. So a lot of keto people be on them Johns. I'm gonna run down
the pork rinds of bacon.
dessert. Yeah, they're dessert pork. Yeah. My first note, and it should read a lot to you. Maggie is once again going classic. We shall see. Is what I wrote.
Yeah, I wrote down like how she went with frozen fruits.
Which made no sense to me.
Made negative sense. Made more than zero, way more than 0 sense because like it's supposed to be crispy, and you're putting wet ass soggy fruit on. Even though they didn't complain about it, I was just thinking like that was just a bad move.
You're right. They did not make a spectacle about it, but they also didn't, go off about tzatziki sauce after they made such a big deal about making it last week. It's like sometimes I think they just let shit. It'd be so much other shit to focus on,
Yeah,
and they forget.
I think it's more of that, but it was more like that. It was other bad shit going on that there was like, oh yeah, and this shit soggy as fuck because you put not vegetables, frozen fruit on there.
Yeah. So like I said, we just told y'all it's a meringue. It's one of the main bodies of this thing is it's supposed to be crisp. You know what I'm saying? Real crisp on the outside and basically a marshmallow texture on the inside.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna put a bunch of wet ass fruit on top of it, guess what it's gonna do? It's gonna soak through that exterior and make for just that woman. Freya once again going for aquafaba, which is if you didn't know, it's the juice that comes in a can of chickpeas, and they did not think it was gonna hold up, and it kind of didn't. I mean, it looked real good. Her shit was wild pretty. Like of all the ones that were hers was one of the most attractive ones. It's just it don't bite like egg whites do, which it can't.
And then also, I mean, she was saying how since it was hot in the tent, that was a lot to do with it.
Yeah, exactly. Jurgens, while in the oven, looked ugly, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But when he came out, it really, as it turned out to be a very, very well done Pavlova with some interesting flavors. Did you write down what he flavored his with?
I didn't write it down. I do remember because it was so weird. I think it was figs and orange.
Yeah, what an interesting combination of flavors.
And then it was commented that like the flavor came in waves the way it tasted.
Yeah.
The orange came first and then the fig later, but that was interesting. It was figs, orange, and he had did a matzah dipped in chocolate.
Was that for this one?
Yeah.
Huh. And they're representative of mountains, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Jurgen told the story of how his wife is Jewish, and so they have begun to celebrate the Jewish high holidays, and one of them is Passover. And of course, that's what I'm saying. They got matzah for that, and he took some matzah that he made. You know what I'm saying? He just like no store bought, and then he painted it with chocolate. So there were these beautiful mountains in the background. Jurgen got a real artistic mind for just a physicist. I would have never thought that. So I would have never took my mind like, oh yeah, make some artistic mountains in the background, making a scene. So I fuck with Jurgen. Now of course I fuck. That's my dude. That's my guy. George took his out the oven way too early.
And then
because he needed the
proofing.
oven, and stuck it in the proofing drawer. And I'm like, what do you even think is happening here, man? But as it turns out, I mean, it did crack. Like it cracked and then just basically settled in a way. Yeah, it sunk in, and it's all because he took out the oven way too fast. That's the thing. You have to. I think they just turn the oven off and let it sit, don't they?
Yes, but I mean, obviously the proven drawer doesn't get as hot as an oven, even cooling. A proven
Yeah.
drawer is pretty much just like is a I guess a moisture heat,
Yeah.
and the oven is a dry heat. And you need to dry heat in order for it to dry out because Paul's comment was it's just straight marshmallow in the middle.
Yeah.
So like it's I guess it's supposed to be airy throughout a little
Yeah.
bit. So
Yeah.
it kind of totally defeated the purpose.
Yeah, and I wrote that could have been a problem because, like I said, it was so. It seemed to be such a dramatic era and an unforced era that I was just like, come on, bro, George, man, don't do this to yourself.
I kind of feel like yes, it was a mistake, but he was confident in his flavors, and they liked the way it tasted. It was just like technically not sound. But it was lemon and like what, speculoos?
Yes, and he thought those flavors would go well together, and it turns out they did. So it's like he be right there every week. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like I kind of got an idea that I think is gonna flow, and it kind of do, but then it kind of don't. And he's like
One hit away, always.
always, man. I wrote down in my notes, Jurgen's Passover Pavlova seems gross because again those flavors.
Yeah, but citrus. I mean, if
I don't fuck with figs that hard. I guess maybe
Do you like fig Newtons?
sometimes, and you got to get them right. 'Cause sometimes that cake be dry in the way that I'm just nah.
Okay, so this is what I got to bring through for you then. The Little Debbie they used to be called Figaroos. I don't know what the fuck they call now, but like the Figaroos are so good. It's like a softer because with Fig Newtons it'd be too crumbly.
Yeah.
The outside is dry. Figaroos is like cakey on the outside, and that nice. The amount of filling is better than the texture of the filling, and the amount of filling in the middle of a Figaro is better. And if I picture it like that, because it's a slight citrusy back end on that
on the
that
particular
Figaro
cake.
Yeah. I'm just next time I get some. The boys like them, and we put them in their lunch. So. What I still need to bring your birthday present.
Just
The
slide
rest
me a
of
Figaro.
them, I'll slide you a
hold it
Figaro
down.
in there.
Yeah.
But if it's something like that, then I think, like I said, that slight citrusy back end, it could
Would
be
probably
good.
blend well with the lemon.
Yeah.
Was it lemon? Whatever, orange.
No, it was orange. It was definitely
Okay.
orange.
Yeah. Another note I wrote, George be on one. It better be good or he's stuck. 'Cause like I said, like I said, putting that shit in that proven drawer had me messed up, man. I was like, come on, bruv.
He slightly has kind of like what I see with Lizzie. Sometimes a blase fair, like well, it'll be what it's gonna be. But you can't always do that shit with
It's so self-defeating, and it's like, don't do that to yourself, man. Be like, man, I can do this. Especially now, you don't technically you have made it so far. It's bothersome.
4 weeks in is like you got to have a little bit more confidence in it. But it seems like to me, I don't know, Lizzie is playing rope-a-dope mean because she I like the way her Pavlova looked, like that nice bluish purple and
You like that greenish weird color?
I didn't
What's my
I didn't say the rosemary because but I don't know. See, like if they actually didn't hate it and it was rosemary and blue, like she knew what she was doing.
True. I wrote George's looks gross. Christelle's is lovely looking and the flavor was good. Jurgen's was untidy but tasty. And this is what cost me a star baker
They
this
said
week.
Christelle's the lime was overpowering on hers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They said that line was hidden. Like I said, Jurgen's little untidy here is what I think cost him a star baker this week. Lizzie's was ugly but spot on flavor. Amanda's pretty dominant chocolate.
Yep. He wanted more raspberry and less chocolate.
Yeah. George's looks awful, tastes good. Maggie's looks a mess, tastes okay. Giuseppe's bake was too short, but the flavor was good.
Well, no, that was Giuseppe's.
Yeah. Freya's doesn't work. It's the aquafaba, like I said, it doesn't work, especially when it's hot. Chigs,
Perfect.
murdered the fucking game. Look
Like-
good, taste good. Handshake number 2 of this series.
Yes, he got a handshake, but even before I seen the handshake, now T's described the way this is made. His sat perfectly.
Yeah.
It was like a, in the words of Outkast, like a stallion on skates. It set up nice. It cut great. No wonder he got a handshake on such what probably more people think is a disgusting dessert.
If I can find you a picture of it'll definitely be a show art this week, because it really was. It was impressive, and like this, along with everything else, though, is how my man did what he did. So you know what I'm saying, I fuck with it, and it must be respected. It just does. Oh, girl made her. Is that what she made into a heart? She made this fucking Pavlova into a heart.
Amanda?
Yeah,
I believe so. It was a heart and it was a chocolate and raspberry.
yeah. Oh yeah, my man got the handshake. Oh yeah, I got a real good picture of that right here. So that's cool.
Yeah, that the slice they got out of that was absolutely. It was very impressive.
It was clean. Word to Chigs, man. So that, like I said, as I look back on it, I'm like, okay, I can see how. I see how. And so that was your signature this week. Going into the technical, they requested 4 individual sticky toffee puddings. But they also wanted you to make these twirls? Basically these little cracker-like situations, triangles. They wanted to be perfect triangles.
Like a thin brittle.
Yeah, and they gave them 90 minutes to do it. And when they said 90 minutes to do it, Giuseppe's face was like, what the fuck is y'all talking about? And my note is on this one is, I'm upset that so many of these people can't seem to make caramel.
Yeah.
I also wrote in the notes, it's either George or Maggie going home. Prescient, as always.
Yeah, I kind of, of course, I knew the Maggie situation, but like I said, in the editing, it looked like he was going to be Freya or Maggie.
Yeah, I can see that. What kind of messed with me in this one, but not messing me a lot. Freya used eggs for the sticky toffee pudding, but wouldn't use eggs in the damn Pavlova. And I'm like, if you gonna use eggs,
she has to do it the way they tell her to with the sticky toffee pudding.
yeah,
And when she's doing her own personal bakes, she prefers to cook vegan, because I mean, we talked about this in our group chat, but it's like it's a double-edged sword with her continue to cook vegan, because it like they said in the when they do the voiceover for the Pavlova, yes, it's harder. It is harder to keep on consistently doing the bakes vegan style, but that has been her choice, and since it is her choice, you gotta knock that shit out of the park. And if you're not knocking it out of the park, that is her fault. Because and it took me a while to come to that, because like I straight up wrote down Paul, Showstopper. Paul was mean to Freya. But then, like I said, I thought about it for a while, and luckily, like these come out on Fridays, and I got a chance to to think about it and ponder it.
yeah.
Because he was straight up kind of mean to her, but yet again, like I said,
Was it mean or was it honest?
okay, how about direct? It was curt.
And it's like, look, I mean, if you gonna do this, then you better damn well be the best fucking one to ever do it.
Yeah.
And lately, you ain't been the best to ever do it.
Yeah, I mean, she got her foot in the door, doing those bakes, but as you go on and on, you can only do so much with vegan stuff. Like, there is no substitute for certain things.
Yeah.
And
Who was
like,
the first dude to figure out aquafaba could be used to substitute for eggs? Who just was like, I got this can of chickpeas. Let's see what happened if I just mix this shit.
I don't know. It was brilliant.
That's a wild one for me. Actually, I wrote that in my notes. Afraid he used eggs in technical, but that's what Aunt just explained. Well, it's a recipe you have to go use in technical, so you just have to follow the rules. Maggie forgot flour. She needs to leave.
but
I wrote this down. She needs to leave. Onions last week, flour this time.
But if you go back, dude was talking to her and writing on her fucking recipe while she got to that part. Because
I get that, sure, but go back and just read, double check. Also, oh yeah, she said she never made a sticky toffee pudding, didn't she?
she said she never made it, but then, like I said, he wrote on the back of the recipe, like when she was going through like 11 and 12. Like you got to go back during that. Like I said, the way they edit this episode shows all her mistakes, and he goes to talk to her, and he's writing on the paper when she's trying to fucking bake, following the recipe. He wrote like, but then you go to jail. Like that shit confused the fuck out of her.
And then when it was explained that if you turn the sheet over, it was simply one line.
Yes,
Add flour. And
it was add flour. While like I said, old boy was writing on the paper right there. That Guffy dude fucked her.
My man Noel got her out her hookup.
Yeah.
Oh, bruh. Well,
Like I said, if you go back, it like I said is edited perfect. Like right when she got to the she's talking about like, am I supposed to add flour? He comes over, start writing on her paper. But
well, hey, I wrote Amanda's looks bad too. And then I wrote Maggie is literally serving what looks like mounds of shit.
yeah, it was definitely sticky pudding.
So we can run it down. This is real fast. Christelle's underbake. Giuseppe's underbake. Freya's underbake. Jurgen is on point. George is underbake. Amanda's sauce is bad and underbake. Chig's caramel went too long, so it became more of a toffee than a caramel. Just a shit show. Lizzie came in second. Jurgen first. Good to have him back on point is what I wrote. And so this is where. So okay. This is where we go back and forth a little bit. Jurgen comes first in technical. Does fine in signature. Chig's bodies, signature. Fucks up the caramel, which is a significant portion of sticky toffee pudding in technical. So it's like at that point they're tied. You know what I'm saying? Going into Showstopper. So Showstopper is a celebratory Jaconde. They gave them 4.5 hours to complete this. A Jaconde is a collared. Once again, they said a word that they English was fucking with me on because I thought they said colored, but no, collared. So it's a collared dessert. So basically, you have to bake a cake that rings around a bunch of fillings in the middle, and the fillings is you make it go down however you're gonna go down. Chiggs is doing the damn thing. He went for a 2-tiered one. So did George, but George needs to because if George didn't pull something out his hat well, you know what? Maggie's was so bad. There was no way. There was no way she wasn't going home.
Yeah.
There was like, you want to even try it? And he goes, no, thank you. in that technical, it was disappointing. It's like, I don't know, man. It was upsetting how bad it was. Let's see. So is George. He better hit it or he going home. Well, no. Maggie should is what I wrote in my notes. I said, wow, Amanda's is spilling out and Maggie has to remake hers. So, turn my notes over. So, I wrote, she's so going home.
Yeah, Maggie went for the Hail Mary and she redid hers.
I truly, when she was like, "Oh, it's tearing," I thought, "Well, just wait a hot second. It's on that paper. Hell, if you do anything, just go throw it in the freezer right quick. And I know it's a hot net tent, and cooling it off might have had it come off the paper smoother than it did, thusly giving her more time to make her filling, so it would have had more time to hold up. It was like she just was like, "Fuck it, I'm doing it all over." And I'm like, "Bruh, you don't have that kind of time. You simply don't." And she did not.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I guess she thought since the cakes are relatively thin, the collars, that it was gonna be a short. But you know what? It wasn't gonna be good no matter what.
Correct. I said if she pulls it off, Christelle's could be dope. She went for a pineapple, made a pina colada flavor, put a lot of gelatin in it, and they was like, girl, that's a lot of gelatin, but
Pulled it off.
She knew what she was. In the end, she knew what she was doing, and it did look very nice.
It sat pretty good.
Yeah. It was like 6-7 sheets of gelatin. It better have set up. If it didn't, I'm like, what the hell? So, but again, it's a hot tent, and gelatin reacts weird to temperature. So, Amanda and Maggie's aren't set. They should both leave. Is what I read. I've basically been trying to get rid of Amanda since the start. So whatever. I wrote Jurgen should be star baker. Amanda's taste and texture are on point. Giuseppe did the do. Lizzie's is pretty good. Is pretty flavor good. Texture's off. Christelle did the damn thing. George saved his bacon with his. Chigs came through. Freya's flavors and textures, nope. Maggie is tasty, but that's about it. Because it was a mess. It was an absolute mess. Chigs won Star Baker again, surprising the shit out of me.
Yeah, Amanda, I think, had the most leaky cake.
Yes, because her shit started coming out as soon as she took it out the freezer. And it just was started running. But Maggie's, like I said, was never going to have the opportunity to set up. The cake was going to be warm, which is going to make the filling not set up. And it's just, again, I knew off, like I said, I read you my notes. I wrote that shit during signature. Her ass is going home.
Yeah, I wrote on my notes, Maggie's Day Out. That was the name of this episode.
I wrote Maggie finally went home and Amanda could have. Because, like I said, it was upsettingly bad how bad she went this week. Forgetting the onions last week was like, not everybody loves onions. Forgetting flour in a traditional, we've all heard of sticky toffee pudding, and none of us live in England. Yeah, that is a known, and you know what puddings are in England, and they are not, Jello. They are little cakes basically. Yeah, so we know that they're little cakes, and guess what? Go in cake, motherfucking flour. I couldn't even believe she bothered tilting them out the damn tin.
I mean, you gotta show how bad you fucked up.
Bruh, it was real upsetting.
I just thought it was funny. They didn't even try to taste it or nothing.
I might try to find you a picture of Maggie's sticky toffee pudding just to have in the corner of the show of Maggie's sticky toffee pudding. Sticky toffee.
To show the contrast of something good and something very bad.
Yeah. I don't want to put Maggie's in the show. Maggie somewhere. Bruh, oh my God. I'm glad they got a picture of it. I cannot believe she served this.
You gotta serve something.
And again, I'm looking at a picture of her Showstopper, and it's just pouring all out too. It's just like, oh yeah, her twills was on point though. That's another thing that's wild about that. She made them little crackers perfect. She's
on the show for a reason. It's kind of like they always say, when like somebody's in the NBA, and like people try to talk bad about like, hey, I'll ball out on him. No, you won't. No, she's still a baker.
Yeah. And you know what? I probably couldn't get us anywhere near as far as she did because I totally could not make a Pavlova. I mean, maybe I guess if you provide the recipe of practice.
Principle.
and the signature is one of those things they get to practice. So I guess I probably could make a Pavlova, but bruh, the technical man, that's that great equalizer. Because now they don't get to practice it.
Yeah.
They basically just get a surprise recipe, pull the cloth off and like this was popping. And that's a wild one for me, man.
Yeah, like I said, I couldn't be on that show because I don't want them motherfuckers talking to me like that. Like, Like neither Matt or no. I wouldn't want them talking to me. I couldn't deal with that.
I love Noel. I love Noel since IT Crowd and Mighty Boosh. He real funny to me, man.
I disagree.
That's okay. That's okay. Ooh, that's it. Do I want to show you the picture of her shit just sitting there, or the picture between her beautiful twills, whatever the hell is called? Ugh, man, great. I'm just looking at these pictures and I'm like, ugh, it's malicious, man. It's
Like I don't know. I kind of feel like I said.
Page unavailable. We can't serve the country you're trying to visit from. Well, we can fix that by just clicking a button. It dawns on me that switching to that VPN might have messed my record up.
Yeah, about to say, yeah, I lost you.
Yeah. Here, let me turn it off. Just because I'm trying to be a smart ass and tell.
Lost you again.
Yeah. So, you lost me again, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. I was just telling the listener for a hot second you probably lost me again. But you know what I did get to do? I just got to open it up as just the image, and that worked. So there you go. I got the picture I want for the art. Yeah. So basically, because these episodes come out so hot, I have to basically be in the process of already putting them together, even as we discuss. So that's me pulling art and everything and getting things ready for it. So that's what's popping in these GBBO streets. Next, and I don't even know what next week is. What will be next week?
They don't say. Because I just got finished looking. They don't say what it is. They make it a surprise every week now.
It's a job turkey.
But it got to be Pie Week, right?
Shit, I guess it could be.
Pie or Biscuit Week?
Biscuits. I'm trying to. German is what it says on Wikipedia. So if
Okay.
Wikipedia is to be believed, German is the week, and that just means Jurgen better show his ass. He better come through like deluxe. Also, what's that, man? They gave my man Giuseppe some softballs last week, and now they gonna come through this next week and hit my man Jurgen with the easy. I don't like that, man.
I mean, I don't know if it's softballs because, I mean, neither one of us can make African food.
I mean, but that's not my fault. I was stolen from.
Yes, we were stolen.
Jurgen voluntarily left.
Yeah.
So that's not on me, man.
And we can't make chitlins.
Yeah, I truly don't know what
I wouldn't want to either.
I couldn't tell you anything about chitlins except for they smell like shit. So
Yeah.
I can't make cornbread.
Oh man, I was listening to WTF the other day, and Taraji P Henson was on there.
Okay.
She was saying how she, he gets good guests.
Yeah.
And she was saying how she went to HBCU, and it's certain things she said that she learned that she could never let go. And she was saying the origination of Hush Puppies were, it was, Hush Puppies are just pretty much fried cornmeal.
Yeah.
And they're called Hush Puppies because it's what they would give the dogs to be quiet when they were looking for us.
Damn. Just like leave a trail of food and dogs as morons and just be like,
Or
"Fuck,
like,
I eat."
or while they're looking through the woods and stuff like that. Here, you eat this, and you won't be barking the whole time. You can still continue to do your job while you eating.
I need to know about this. See, the first thing come up is, of course, Hush Puppy the shoe. No, I need Hush Puppy the food. Is Hush Puppy still a brand?
I'm sure it is. I know Schoolboy Q was talking about him not too long ago.
Hush Puppies is apparently also a brand. A band. Hush Puppy, a southern food. Let's go. Originated with Native Americans, cultivated Cherokee, Chickasaw, Choctaw, Creek, and Seminole cooking. One of the staples of Southern cuisine. Hush Puppies are strongly associated with the Southern United States. The Hush Puppy Championship is held in Lufkin, Texas every year. Caribbean. I don't see nothing about slavery, but they be hiding that shit from us. And I'm gonna trust that
Yes.
that black woman know what she's talking about.
And
So-
how they were talking about how well they didn't talk about this, but I know about fry bread and how Native Americans don't want to be associated with fry bread
Yeah.
because they were forced to have that because like, okay, we got flour, water, and oil. We have to eat this because we don't have anything else.
Yeah. The article about the American regional food. For other types, see fried bread. It's flat dough, fried or deep fried in oil, shortened or lard. Made with simple ingredients, generally wheat, sugar, salt, fat. Fried bread can be eaten along or with various toppings. According to Navajo tradition, fried bread was created in 1864 using flour, sugar, salt, and lard and was given to them by the United States government when the Navajo who were living in Arizona were forced to make the 300-mile journey as the long walk and relocate to Bosque Redondo, New Mexico, onto land that could not easily support their traditional staples of vegetables and beans. Fried bread's significance to Native Americans has been described as complicated, and their relationship with it is conflicted. Although fried bread is often associated with traditional Native American cuisine, some Native American chefs reject it as a symbol of colonialism. Indigenous chef Sean Sherman calls it everything that isn't Native American food. So, we out here, man. Fried bread is got a history that we may not want to be supporting. Anyway, that has nothing to do with Great British Bake Off. It does have something to do with American baking situations. But you
It
feel
has something to do with colonialism, which
At all
came
times.
from
me.
like
Again,
everything comes from slavery. Everything.
everything. Every damn thing, every damn time. That was, of course, Stage Crunchy Milk presents Krème with a K, Patisserie. Our co-host Nick Jew, like I said, just had some business to take care of, so she couldn't join us this week. She will be back next week to talk wild shit about Maggie, I'm certain. And whatever we need to discuss about the German week coming forward. And we will certainly go from there.
Okay, who is going home next week, and who's going to be Star Baker next week?
Amanda going home. Jurgen, your Star Baker. Jurgen, your Star Baker, just because I need him to come through and body German week. I need him to come through and just be like, oh, I'll show you how we get down in the Black Forest region.
I think. Okay, since you okay,
You know what it's gonna be though? On a humble, it's gonna be Lizzie. Lizzie gonna be your sneaky ass fucking Star Baker.
I think if Lizzie don't do it this week, it is going to be next week, and I think it's going to be a tight competition. No, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna go with Jurgen, but I think Freya's getting voted off next week.
You sending I'm sending Amanda home, but I've been wanting Amanda to go forever. And I feel like I feel like she was reaching the end of her rope this week. And I feel like next week is going to be where it really proves to be the case. 2 weeks in a row, she done really kind of like, your flavors got you over this hump.
And that's the reason why I think Freya's going to go home first.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like, the vegan thing is only going to take you so far. And every week it's become a hindrance for her more and more. When Amanda she doesn't do great breaks, but she is at least sound and like for now.
Okay.
Now when it gets like I think the week after that it's gonna be George and Amanda. It's gonna be their week. So
yeah.
But
we shall see. We shall see. That's Tatum 216.
Bye.
I am the Internet's Tatum 713, and we'll continue to get our bake situation popping. Don't worry not, and we will catch you next week. Peace.
Peace out.
Dad, what happened to you? You used to be beautiful.